Hello, everybody. This is Justin Case from American Newscape, joining our friend and media personality, Jerry Maldonado, back for another installment of Meatball Therapy. Hello, Jerry. Welcome back to American Newscape.
Well, hello, people. Welcome back to me and
Yeah,
you. And we're going to hang out together today.
yeah, exactly. Jerry vetoed my topic idea, but he's got a better one. So, Jerry, why don't you take it away?
Oh, sure. Put it on my lap. Oh,
I
my
am.
goodness.
I am.
See, I got to start the conversation, and then you're going to jump in me, Paul. I get it. I get it. But you and I are social media freaks. We love social media in general. And what we've experienced from the sad situation on 45 a couple of days ago was the sheer hatred of a bunch of people who are now paying the price of it. And, here's a quick story. They always say love is blind. You know something isn't right, but then we go ahead and do it. I systematically, from an old love, I went and drove 40 miles in the middle of the night to surprise her. And I put all these little post-it notes on her car saying, I love you. Come to find out she didn't feel the same way. So I guess I learned my lesson on that. And the past couple of days, a lot of professors, teachers, professional business owners have literally destroyed their lives by encumbering hate in their speech and their thoughts and everything else. And, I define suicidal, it's the ruin of one's own interest. Emotional suicide is you just taking the bait of somebody else's thought and ingrained it in your thought process, which now has come out because hate is an emotion that is blind as well. It makes you do things, think things, and come across as a person that you're really not. And when people realize this and when they can grasp it for themselves, that basically they just took the bait like the shiny object of other people's opinions and ingrained it in their thought process to realize they're not even running their own life. They're running somebody else's opinion.
Well, yeah, when you spew garbage tends to drop back on you in a
Yeah,
very, very profound way. And you're
fantastic point.
and you're right. They're biting the hook. They're
Yes.
Thank goodness they're not in Charleston, or they would be drinking the Kool-Aid.
I mean, you're right. I mean, they saw the shiny object and people threw the bait and they took it. And I love I wish people can recognize the true power that we have as people. The media, social media has to entice you or how should we say, depress you. And you pick your poison every day. What you watch, what you listen to. There's no excuse for hate. There is no excuse for words that hurt other people. And you and I get a lot of it now that, thank goodness, we're gaining popularity and this and that on my network with America's Mentor and this network with America's Newscape. We're starting to receive the keyboard hate mail. And this is just, and we're not going to take the bait. And I hope people do that in their own life, whether it's going through a bad relationship or going through a bad issue at work. Don't take the bait. Just be yourself and you'll bring all good to yourself.
No, absolutely. If we go through a bad relationship, nobody is worthy of our hate, and we're certainly not worthy of hating anybody because
No,
that is a toxic emotion. And for
yes.
example, Jerry, there's a lot of media people that I really am disappointed in and confused in and just can't understand what comes out of their mouths or their thought patterns, but they're not worthy of my hate.
But think about what you said. It's not their mind or thought patterns. It's somebody else's above them. I mean, directing them what to say, how to say it. And, it could be a conspiracy theorist or, and all that kind of crap out there. But think about who's running the show, who's ever running these outlets. And, there was a notable preacher who said years ago, hate is like, it's like drinking poison, waiting on your enemy to die. And if people would understand that, if you grasp other people's opinion, it's nice to model somebody, but you can emulate, but don't imitate. When you start grasping a hold of other people's opinions and not being your true self, the world will only respond accordingly. And if you lose that nice six-figure job and you're putting your hands in, you say, "What did I do?" You're doing something in direct accordance that the majority of people don't believe in. It's such a small amount of population with such amazing power. And I say amazing respectfully because it has a vast network that it goes through every single day, and it changes the hearts and minds of people who don't really understand the true power that they have to emit love instead of hate, and start inspiring people instead of bringing people down.
Well, as human beings, don't we have the responsibility to think for ourselves, to rationalize and reason?
What a freaking concept. What a concept. Indeed. Indeed. I mean, it's only when I started to think for myself that I started bringing to myself what I wanted for myself.
Well, even with my background, when people will ask me about some political issues, most times I will tell them I do not know because I have not taken the time to study that specific issue.
Yeah, and you bring up a great point. Politics is such a hard thing. I had my experience with Tucker Carlson on a personal level when I used to write for him when it came to politics. Um, it really it can really destroy the lives of people. But I've come to this point in my life where I don't vote on the person, I vote on the policies. And that should help a lot of people make their choices whenever they go to the ballot box and however way they do it. When you vote on the person, you're losing out on the potential of those policies that could help that person. And when they realize that, they'll realize their thought process because they're run by hate in their life instead of the actual love for what they want to achieve in life. Because the government starts the process. Yeah, we can think positive and everything else, but if we're paying a 75% tax rate, we're in a lot of trouble. So people got to think about that when they go to the ballot box, or vote on the policies, not the person, and you'll see the outcome even better.
Well, I've refined, at least my opinion on that, Jerry. I refined it a long time ago. And it's always been not ideology, but who do I sincerely believe has our best interests in heart?
Thank you. Thank you. The collective consciousness, indeed. The collective consciousness of people, that's just the same thought process. The same thought process manifesting. And we're seeing that now. People think everything is bad and expensive and this and that. It's only remanifesting out there. This is just the collective consciousness of a nation right now. So we have a choice in like 100 days to either keep going with that collective consciousness or trying something new, whether it's an independent, Republican, whatever it might be, whatever choices people want to do. But what happened 2 days ago is not this country. It's not. It's not the majority of this country. Don't let the media think that just because somebody has an AR-15 that everybody has an AR-15. It's the fear factor that's prevalent in every news outlet, every media, every social media. It's everywhere. Don't let it ingrain your mind. Believe for yourself.
Well, they even had the courage to shoot Teddy Roosevelt.
Wasn't that funny? And I say it respectfully.
Well,
What saved him? What saved him was his speech.
well, I
I don't
care to
know.
believe he was.
Oh, he was angry. I mean, when I saw what happened to 45, I mean, he was the same way. He was angry. He was like, "What? Who the hell did this to me?" But yeah, Roosevelt had like a metal case in his pocket along with his speech, and he actually read the speech from the blood-stained paper that it was on to show his resilience towards hate. And sadly, a lot of politicians haven't made it that far from that. He's one of the lucky ones to have made such an impact on a country. And I don't care if there's a D or an R or an I. It's your policies that will attract my opinion to the ballot box, and hopefully people can understand it for themselves if they really question the policies of the people involved and make their choices based upon that.
Well, I agree with you, Jerry. And, for me, I want that leader to have a semblance of courage. And time,
Ah,
time has a way to show that to us.
yes. Strength with it, strength without fear. I forgot the old slogan, the adage with that. Um, Yeah, the presence of the person in charge is so important to the nation. You need to get real. I like Reagan. I like Clinton. I like the policies that they did. Um, but they were prominent leaders per se. I mean, they weren't afraid to speak, and they weren't afraid to show the world, and most importantly, inspire the world on on what this country was, what it stands for, and where we're going. Knowing, think about this. I don't care about the D or the R or the I. I don't care about the letter next to the person. I care about the policies that they're submitting out to the public that will benefit us as a nation, which is really important. People have gotten, and the media is great. And I say that, not respectfully. Now, the media is great at enticing hatred and then turning the table saying, wait, that wasn't me. We didn't say that. But for months and months and months, they're installing hate, and they wonder why people are doing the things, are bear clawing on a roof, going after number 45 or whoever it may be. They're enticing it. I wish people would take responsibility. Freedom of the press has really taken it to the next level. It's just allowing people with six-figure salaries an opinion that will entice potential violence, and they really need to bring it up.
Well, people need to remember back in the day, the people we listened to were serious journalists with serious degrees, and they were expected to tell us the truth. And sadly,
Absolutely.
today it seems like it's a sensationalism, and it's just a group of talking heads fighting for attention, no matter
Oh
what,
God, yeah.
no matter what they're spewing.
They're looking for clicks. I mean, it's bait click 101. Basically, they want you to see their opinion. I like that aspect. I'm not going against you, but I like the freedom that I have and you have and everybody has to send out to the world our opinion, whether it's positive and the other meatballs want to do negative, that's fine too. But it's our choice in whatever we do. I learned a great lesson when I was writing for Tucker Carlson many moons ago for the Daily Caller. And I forgot I was doing a story about a senator in the 5th district who I was media relations for his rival. I was the media communications director for his rival. And I wrote a puff piece on in the Daily Caller. I got a personal call from Tucker Carlson yelling, screaming in my ear, how dare you write a puff piece like that without disclosing who you are and what you're doing on the side, meaning running that campaign. He taught me a great lesson about ethics, and that's what you brought up, the credentials needed to send out information like that. It was a great eye opener for me to not get mad at Tucker. He was just protecting what he was brought upon, the right way to bring out journalism. But right now with the internet, there really isn't a right way. It's our way. And how we send it out every single day will determine how people respond to it. So in other words, you get the hate mail, you get the positive feedback. It doesn't, you don't need a plaque on the wall anymore with your name on a piece of paper. It's your belief system and the freedom of the press of people doing what they want that really shows the country who we are.
Well, I agree. You can even today you can win an award in the entertainment field and be given a platform to spew what you really don't understand or know.
I laugh because I'm thinking national anthem.
Oh gosh. Oh wait, she admitted that she was drunk.
After the ramifications, that's exactly what hatred does. Oops, I didn't know I was drunk. What did I just do? That people they know exactly what she was doing.
You
I
know,
don't care what anybody says. I
I
say respectfully. Go ahead.
she was of that caliber, but I feel where we should all give a sigh of concern is for the poor idiot that hired her to do that. Actually paid her
Yeah.
money to do that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And people don't realize their mistake until they make the mistake. Honestly, I give kudos to her for sending out the apology. Doing that. She accepts responsibility. If I do something wrong, I accept responsibility. Indeed, if I offended somebody advertently or inadvertently, but from what I saw, I couldn't even watch it. It was like watching Roseanne Barr.
Yeah, but time heals
And
all
people,
wounds. Now she's on
and,
that great network CBS,
well,
and they're not letting her
I,
sing the national anthem anymore.
yeah, I just remember the crotch grab and the middle finger. I'm like, oh my god! And it didn't destroy. Well, it didn't destroy her career. And people, we always have a second chance. You bring up a great point. There's always a second chance. You're not taking a chance. You're giving yourself a chance. If you take responsibility for what you've done, I've done that in my life, and I've messed up many moons ago on many things, but I've also accepted responsibility and used it as wisdom.
Well, and we all remember the poor Dixie Chicks.
Oh, yeah. What happened to them? Did they flutter away within the coop, man? But indeed, yeah. There you go. Hatred. I mean, love is blind, and so is hate. I mean, it's an emotion. You act upon it. You get triggered by it, and then you realize, what did I just do? But at the same time, it's their belief system. We're not here to change people's beliefs. We're just saying, look, there's two sides that are, no matter how you slice it, as Spinoza said, there's always two sides. There's always two sides. I'm very receptive to that. But don't get angry if you get excommunicated from the world because of something that is going to start a problem. Take responsibility for it. Take your man pill or woman pill or whatever pronoun you want to use and realize what you've done and then move on because it will get better.
Well, most people, like us, speak before they think at times.
Oh, hell no. I'm kidding.
But,
I open my big, I don't shut the hell up. But go ahead.
well, having lived a long life of letting whatever's on my mind dribble out my mouth, I've learned how to adapt and handle it.
Well, honestly, where does thought come from? I mean, where does this speech come from? Or I know it's a perplexing question. It's what we feel. It's who we are as people. If you feel good, you're going to send out good vibes. If you don't feel good, you're going to send out the crap, the hate, the sermon, all these things that are negative and detrimental to your potential future. So until you clean the house and build a new foundation of thought is what you're going to create in your life. And people only realize that when stuff hits the fan. I get it, but if you keep throwing it at the fan, it's going to keep hitting you. If stuff that's coming out of your mouth is not conducive to where you're going, realize you're going to only go where your mouth is telling you to change it. Change your thought process, and you'll change your life process. Indeed.
Absolutely. Well, Jerry, kudos to number 45 for pulling through for us to
I'm,
give us an
I'm
option.
done. You and I can go on all night. Indeed, I watched it live, and I was just like, why?
Why am I
Not
watching this?
because no, just why is this happening? And I don't. The great thing about you and I is we got a platform to come on here and potentially solve problems. People contemplating hurting themselves or emotionally setting things up, or they're going to ruin themselves. It makes people think. That's why I like shows like mine and yours that help people realize indeed where the source, where the problems come from. It's all from how we think, how we've been taught to think. Because if we were born into love, we were taught how to hate. And if people realize that we were taught something that we really didn't want, but listen to it long enough, we're actually starting to believe in it. And when people realize that, they realize where they're going.
Well, absolutely, Jerry. And as you always say, it's time to change our thoughts. If we find ourselves there, let's try and modify and change our thoughts for our own good and for the people we love.
Indeed. On that note, you just ended the broadcast.
And I really don't hate the Yankees, but I
Yeah,
digress. I digress. All right.
I don't hate anybody. It's all good.
All right. Hey, everybody, this has been Justin Case and Jerry Maldonado bringing you American Meatball Therapy. Thanks for joining us. Remember, additional information and links provided in this video is read more. And as Jerry laughs us out of here, today's the day to subscribe to this channel. Please learn more about Jerry Maldonado when time permits.